All right, so you swam in the 2017 World University Games in Taipei, Taiwan, where
Mhm.
you won gold in the 100 fly and also swam the 50 fly as well.
Correct, yes.
All right. So what do you remember most about your World University Games experience?
What do I remember most? Um, it was really fun getting to meet, like, other college athletes, so I'd say probably that's, like, the thing that, like, 1, I remember most, and 2, like, I still talk to my WUGS teammates. We still have a group chat that we use today. So I think like having the opportunity to connect with other college athletes. We stayed like there were like 8 of us in a room, or in like a little apartment thing. And that was like the most fun part of the trip was just like hanging out in our room between sessions, um, doing a little bit of sightseeing. And that sort of thing was like definitely the most memorable and like the best part of going to WUGS, I would say.
So what was it like getting to represent the US on a global stage like the World University Games and getting to share that with one of your teammates in Carol Baldwin and a coach in Duncan?
Yeah. It was really cool. It's like something I've always wanted to do, and it was exciting to go on an international trip, and then like I won gold, so that was cool. Um I think that was the first, it wasn't my first international trip, but it was my first one. I did like another one in Canada. So it was like my first big traveling trip with like a big team. So it definitely meant a lot. Like it was one of my goals like in college was to make some type of trip. So yeah, it was a really cool experience.
That's awesome. Do you believe that competing in a global event like the World University Games made you a better competitor overall?
Definitely. Just like it's always super interesting seeing how people from different countries like the similarities and the differences, just in how people like warm up and compete and like get ready for events, and just kind of seeing all those different people from that come from like different cultures and different backgrounds all in one place is really really cool, or was really cool. And I think on those sorts of trips too, you just learn so much about like how to adapt to like not great circumstances at times and how to like roll with the punches. Like there were times where like the dining hall food like was kind of bad and like you couldn't eat certain things, and then like so we were eating like tuna out of a bag or like it's like hard to get used to the time difference of like but you're basically like flipped upside down. It was a 12-hour time difference, so like learning how to swim when you're very jet lagged for like 3 days. And I think there was like the like warm down pool situation wasn't great. So just like all kind of like being able to like have all those different factors that you're not used to and that are kind of out of your control, being able to like adapt to those. And then when you come back to the US and when things are kind of more like what you're used to, you have that confidence of like, I can really handle anything and still compete well. So it definitely like mentally helps you that way, I would say.
So obviously you're very aware of the large university presence here in the Triangle area with, the big three and then like Meredith, Shaw, Central, like all the smaller universities. So what are your thoughts on UNC and the other universities in the area serving as hosts for the World University Games?
I think that'd be cool. Would it be at like where would it be like TAC or something, or at UNC's pool, or like where would it be located?
I think the swimming's going to be located in Greensboro just because
Yeah.
it's the best place to like set up for
Yeah.
swimming and
Yeah.
like
No, that makes
the
sense.
biggest capacity and everything.
I think that'd be so cool. I don't know the last time Wugs was in the US. So I think that, the triangle area is perfect. There's like, UNC, Duke, NC State, like all strong swimming schools to have there. And then with Greensboro right there, and then all the pools in the triangle area, I think that that would be a great location for it.
Yeah, the last time it was in the US, it was 93.
Okay. Where in the US was it?
Buffalo, New York.
Got it. Yes. I swam at that pool so many times growing up, if it's where I think it was, because that's where our zones was. So I went there like from ages 9 to like 14 every summer.
It's like Georgia Tech for me.
Yeah, I bet.
So, from what you've seen of the World University Games, do you think the Triangle area is a good area to host the games, and how does it compare to your experience in Taipei?
I think it'd be a good location because it's not like it's a city, so there's like obviously things to do, but it's not like it's New York or something where it's like super congested. And I mean, Greensboro is a bit of a drive, but even in Taiwan, it took us like 45 minutes to get to the pool anyways. So I feel like that's fine. Um, I guess it would just depend on like where the housing was, but I think it would be a good spot. Like you don't have a ton of downtime anyways. So like it's not like you're gonna be spending a lot of time sightseeing, but I mean North Carolina is nice and I'm sure you could use like dorms or something. I'm not sure like if you guys have gotten that far, but no, I definitely think it'd be a good location to have WUGs.
Yeah. So in your perspective, what kind of positive impact should we expect if the Triangle were selected to host the 2027 World University Games?
I mean, there's like the tourism aspect of just like getting people to come here. I'm sure it would help like with, again, like I guess these people are already university students, but like in different countries that like means different things. So like potentially for college recruiting too, like if they were on the younger side of that, and like I think in like Asia and like other countries, you can be like enrolled in university and be like younger. Like there are people who weren't, it wasn't just specifically like 18 to 22. So like it could potentially help for like, UNC, NC State, Duke, like recruiting college athletes, just having people like, cause I know recruiting international students is kind of hard because they like a lot of times will go somewhere that they're familiar with or if that someone from their country goes to. So like it'll be really good exposure for those schools. And then I think just like the publicity of the area, like, just the tourism and then like saying you hosted it, I feel like is something that will get like, I don't know, people's eyes on North Carolina. So that's always good.
So what do you believe makes the best athlete experience at a large event like the World University Games?
I would say like just the organization of the event and like making sure that it's easy for people to get from place to place, whether that's having like a good like bus system from like if it's like back and forth to Greensboro or back and forth to like wherever like the warm up warm down pool is. Logistics are super important. And then I'd say like food as well, because food has such a big impact on like athletes. And no hate on Taiwan, but it was like they were trying to like the food just wasn't great. And like when you're swimming, you need like protein and you need like good fuel. So in North Carolina, we have great food. So I
Yeah.
think like focusing on logistics and making sure that those are like very I guess like tightened up and like make sure that like it's just easy for people to get from place to place. And like even if they don't speak English, having like that stuff just be really obvious and easy and seamless. And then good food. Those are the two.
All right. So last question here. What advice would you give a young swimmer or athlete who is aspiring to represent their country at a large event like the World University Games?
What advice would I give? I mean, like, never give up, have faith in yourself, like keep trying. Cause it's something that I never like growing up, I'd always dreamed of, going to the Olympics or once I like kind of learned more about like WUGs and these other trips, just like, oh, I want to just wear like the USA cap. Like I want to go on one of these trips and just like anything is possible if you like are determined, work hard enough. Like if that's something you want to do, don't like doubt your abilities. And then once you do make it there, I would say just like trust your training and all of that. And like kind of like I touched on earlier, like there's always weird circumstances and things that are thrown at you in those type of events, but those sort of things just make you a better and stronger athlete. So learning as much as you can from the experience with that.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh,